Hey everybody, Jamie Stokes from Royal LePage Frank here. I wanted to do a video today to discuss halal mortgages in Canada. The first thing I want to say is there's a lot of misconceptions out there. The general consensus from people who haven't really researched anything or asked any questions, there's information being spread out there that certain groups and certain individuals are getting, financial breaks here, which is unfair to everybody else. So naturally, that's going to cause a lot of people to be upset. The Canadian dream of owning a home has never been more unaffordable and unobtainable. With house prices being what they are and incomes being what they are, it's quite difficult for people. They'd have to save up for decades in some cases in order to put down just a deposit to buy a house, and then have a job that's good enough where they can make the monthly mortgage payments. So naturally, I can see people being upset about this, but I think it comes from people just being misinformed. So halal mortgages are mortgages for Muslims in Canada, and they've been around for a while already. And the perception is there's no interest to be paid. It's an interest-free mortgage, but there are fees which are included instead of interest. So you're paying one way or you're paying the other way. It doesn't really make a difference. They're not necessarily getting financial relief here to buy a home, which I can understand people being upset about, but it's not quite the case. So I want to alleviate some of these misconceptions that are running around out there to people, who feel that they're being treated unfairly. And I just want to say, we've got a growing Muslim population in Canada, and when you've got a large amount of people, naturally there's going to be services and things like that that they require in regards to religion, faith, things like this. And it doesn't really matter what group or whatever that you belong to. This is how society and life works. So it's not a halal mortgage is not necessarily a mortgage that is interest free. It's not giving them a leg up on everybody else in order to buy houses in Canada. There are fees associated. I spoke to a few mortgage agents, and they told me that while they don't necessarily they might not necessarily do halal mortgages, they are familiar with them, and they know that there are fees that are associated with halal mortgages. So I was told that some of these fees can actually be more expensive than a traditional mortgage. So if a halal mortgage goes to follow somebody's religion or their beliefs, and it fits within their guidelines to take out a halal mortgage, and there's no financial benefit to them necessarily. I'm not going to say that's always the case because I'm not an expert on halal mortgages. I'm a realtor. But if there's no financial gain for them and people are getting upset about it, we need to stop getting upset about it and understand that it's just them following their faith, their religion, and that's fine and dandy. It doesn't really affect anybody else. But I was told that halal mortgages can often be more expensive than a traditional mortgage. So if a halal mortgage is, if it's the case where it's not as financially savvy as a traditional mortgage, they're not going to go with a halal mortgage if there's no benefit in it, which, I understand. And maybe some go with a halal mortgage regardless. Maybe some go with a traditional mortgage. It's not really our business, but, there's no financial gain. They're not getting a leg up on anybody. And that's the misconception out there. I met up with somebody for lunch the other day, and they asked me about halal mortgages. And I said, they're upset about it. And I said, well, it's not, what's being portrayed out there. They're not getting financial incentives or financial breaks to buy housing over Canadians. It's not quite the case. So I just wanted to discuss that and say that, if it fits somebody's, their morals, their values, their religion, their beliefs, anything like that, and it doesn't affect anybody else, they're not getting, major financial breaks or anything like that, we shouldn't be upset about it. So that's basically all I wanted to say. And like I said, I'm not a mortgage expert or a mortgage agent. I do know a little bit about mortgages, but I stay in my own lane. I'm a real estate professional. I work out of the GTA. So that's it for halal mortgages. I just wanted to come on and say, don't be upset about it. It's not what everybody thinks that it is. And I think that's the problem is misinformation. People aren't being educated on it, or maybe people aren't coming across the right videos. So this is my take on it anyways. Sure, maybe I'm missing something. If I am, feel free to put that into the comments if you're looking to buy or sell in the GTA. feel free to reach out to me, Jamie Stokes, 289-927-5991.